welcome back to Bourbon Blind, where the guys drink what y'all pick. So please feel free to email me, bourbonblindtasting@gmail.com, or Facebook message me, Aaron Ragsdale. Yep, that's it. Kyle was mentioning that, and I've been saying this too, that there's a bunch of episodes that we'd like to go back, and we did them blind, and for one reason or another, what you eat that day, the way you feel, who you're around, we don't know. Really does change like the flavor of bourbon, which is kind of fun, and it's kind of crazy because there are bottles that we've really enjoyed and then we do them on the show and then lo and behold we don't, or for whatever reason we want to revisit. This happens to be one of them. This is Four Roses Small Batch Select. It is made with 6 of the recipes. It's got OBSV, OBSK, OBSF, OESV, and then OESK, and then OESF. If you're not familiar with Four Roses, they do have 10 different recipes, 2 yeast strains, 2 mash bills, 5 yeast strains. I'm sure Kyle's gonna go into it more. This is a fresh crack. Don't know if that's gonna change it or not. Good cork pop. But we're gonna redo it because, yeah, we can. If you like what you see tonight, guys are gonna drink whiskey in the glass without knowing what they're drinking. And then they're gonna give you flavor notes, their thoughts about it, how much they're willing to pay in cash without knowing exactly what they're drinking. I really do like doing bourbon that way. You definitely get different opinions on things. But Four Roses happens to be one of our favorites, one of my favorites. I like the single barrels a whole lot better than I like the blends, but this one is a solid bottle. So I want to see what they think of it this time. Thank you to all of our Patreon members and all of the people who comment on our episodes and chit chat with us on lives when we do them. Hoping to get back to that. But we couldn't run this show without you guys. We enjoy all of the comments, stopping us at random places and chit chatting with us and everything else.
What is up, my peoples? What's up? We drink whiskeys and do things.
And sometimes we even know
price tag for a rating.
Yeah. And sometimes we know slightly what we're doing. Oh?
Yeah. Dark brown sugar.
Oh.
Molasses. Honey. Barrel char?
Creme brulee?
Yeah. Fruit pie, like a dark fruit pie.
Like real
dark.
Real toasted marshmallows.
Okay.
Like with the crunchy. Yeah.
Which is the best way, by the way. You catch them on fire, and then you blow it out, then you get to eat the outer part, and then you get to do it over again.
Well, you catch it on fire, you let it sit for a minute, and then you blow it out.
Yeah, it has to get fully engulfed.
Yeah, if you don't fully engulf it, you're wasting everyone's time, and you're ruining your experience.
And you can do that skin thing like 3 to 4 times for each marshmallow.
The key is to get like the homemade marshmallows that are square. That's a different thing.
Yeah, that's just real good.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
Nice dark color. It's it's like a barrel color. Like barrel char. Like oak and barrel char color. Like look, like, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Okay.
I appreciate your confidence and your excitedness about that. And I will not take that away from you.
You are welcome.
No matter how wrong you are. Legs are just hanging out. I got like 2 or 3 running.
Fries are done. I am not mad at that.
It's got a lot more going on than last week's.
Oh yeah. Way more going on.
I'm going to venture a guess that this is higher proof.
Yep. I'm going to say at least 100.
It's savory, it's spicy,
I'm going to say this is at least 8 to 10 years old.
Yeah, I can see that. But it's not that dark, which is crazy. And it might be darker in the bottle, but like in the glass under the lights, it looks to be like an amberish.
More of that barrel char.
Yeah.
Sweet oak, burnt marshmallows.
Mm-hmm. Like
honey.
Allspice.
Mm-hmm. Definitely like some baking spice-ish.
Yeah.
notes.
like clove, allspice kind of stuff in that range.
Yep, for sure.
That's super complex. There's a lot
Yeah.
going on there.
Yeah, it is. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
Well,
It's almost-
nice proof.
It's rich.
It is.
It's real rich. Like a German like a homemade German chocolate cake. Like it's got a lot.
Homemade flourless chocolate cake.
Dark chocolate. Definitely
just
dark
like-
chocolate in there.
Fudge brownie.
Like a caramel fudge brownie.
No, I want dessert.
I was like, are we listing what's in here or just things that we want?
Yes.
Because
Yes. Are you ready for water, sir?
I mean, no, but I don't want to like get down to where there's like a 50-50 whiskey. That's enough. That's enough.
It's enough slices!
Let that
Mingle.
mingle with it for a second. I'm just gonna go back to the nose on the.
I am too.
You'll just have to
Because
bear.
that is
You just have to bear with a few minutes of just quiet because
just gorgeous.
you get deep in there.
Lots going on, like, and you can smell. You can tell that it's not a low proof. Like it's got a decent proof on it,
Right.
But at the same time, like no ethanol.
So there's something in there that is telling my brain the old chocolate oranges that you would slam on the counter to break open. On the nose.
I don't know about the orange. I definitely get the chocolate.
There's something citrusy that I'm picking up back there. It's not strong, but there's just enough that's like my brain's like, hey,
Right.
you too could smell fun things if you hop over onto teespring.com. You put up glasses like this. T-shirts like this. Glasses like this on bourbonblind.com. In stereo.
With a mono mic.
Shh. They don't need to know that. It's going to come out of both computer speakers or cell phone speakers. However you
Phone
watch
speakers.
this, we do not discriminate.
So with the water,
Nose is turned down, but not destroyed by it. at all.
no, it's just we're from 11 to an 8.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not mad at it. It didn't change a whole lot.
Get in here. So mine's a little more whiskey than water.
Uh-huh.
That's not upsetting.
I had much more water in mine, but like
A little bit of acidity
not
on the
mad at
finish.
it.
Right, like a little bit of acidity. But cinnamon.
No,
You know
like
like
it-
the cinnamon brooms you get around like fall? Or you can get, like they have them at stores. There's like a broom that's just like covered in cinnamon.
Sure.
It's just like it's an air freshener.
Okay.
Right. They're just supposed to make your house smell like cinnamon. It's part of the seasonal scents.
Okay.
That's kind of what it reminds me of. How have you never come across a cinnamon broom?
Because I didn't know they were a thing.
Walmart sells them.
Never been in Walmart.
That's literally not true.
That's literally.
That's literally not true. I've been
It's
in
the only store in our town.
I've been at Walmart with you multiple times
Nuh-uh.
in the past
Nuh-
6 weeks.
Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh.
In multiple states, I've been with you in Walmart.
It was a one-time thing, okay?
It was a one-time thing, lots of times. The untainted nose is way better.
It is. It's much sweeter.
Yeah, I'm with you on the at least 8 to 10 years. I'm like 98 to 110 proof, somewhere in there.
I was gonna say 105 to 110. Yeah.
The reason I went down to 98 is that I've come across some lower
Been real surprised.
lower proof stuff that's like really kind of broken my brain.
Right? That is chocolate.
I've got a price.
It's a cinnamon apple.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. I've got my price.
I'm in this 80 to 100 bucks.
I would say 65, 75 bucks
That's
all day long.
just real solid. I'm not mad at that one bit. Should we see what it is?
Well, I opened the last one.
Okay. All right.
I have no idea.
Roses Small Batch Select. That's kind of what I thought of when I felt the bottle, or when I grabbed it, and I was like, I really hope that's not the regular small batch. I mean, I do, because that'd be awesome. So this is the small
that's
batch
like
select.
$50?
60.
$60?
It is 104 proof, non-chill filtered, and it is a blend of, I believe, 6 of their recipes. It's either 6 or 4, and the small batch is one of them, and the small batch select is another.
I think that's 4, small batch is 6, and then the yellow label is 10.
Yeah.
I think that's
I feel like you're right.
I think that's how it trickles down.
I feel like you're right.
I don't know that on my own. I learned that from him. He is the resident Four Roses expert.
So Four Roses, if you don't know, has 10 different recipes. They have 10 different mash bills. Yeah, recipes, I guess.
Yeah.
2 different mash bills, high rye and a low rye, 20% and 20% rye and 35% rye. Which even the 20% rye is kind of a high rye for most distilleries.
Yeah. It's a high-low rye.
Right. And so they have a 20% and a 35% rye mash bill, and they also have 5 different yeast strains that all have their own kind of nuances for flavor. My favorite is the V and the K recipes, followed closely by O and Q, but then F is hit or miss for me. But yeah, in general, they're all good. But yeah, the Small Batch Select is a newer offering. They just came out with it a couple years ago. It is a shelf staple, so that's good. Mm-hmm. So you have their yellow label, which they don't like to call yellow label.
They changed the color of the label to stop people from calling it yellow label.
To yellow.
To yellow.
They changed it from yellow to less yellow.
Right. It was like a brown yellow to like less brown, more yellow. It's like, good job, guys. You tried.
So anyway, they have that. They have the small batch above that. Usually the yellow label is $20, right? Just your regular Four Roses.
$15-$20 is what I usually see it for.
Small batch is their next in the line offering. Those are about $30. Then you have the single barrel. Those are about $40, and then the small batch select at naturally not $50 but $60. So
Obviously.
clearly, well, obviously. But like I said, it is 104 proof, non-chill filtered, so that's awesome. The yellow label's 80 proof, small batch 90 proof, single barrel 100, and then 104 proof.
And then you have this single barrel strength.
Right, if you can find a store pick, lucky enough for the single barrel proof.
Not just find a store pick, if you could find it.
Four Roses does a really awesome job. The consistency of their regular single barrels. They're just like 100 proof on the shelf single barrels. Should be on the shelf, right? Is phenomenal.
I don't understand it. I can't.
Whoever picks their barrels out for that program is like.
It must be just
on
like
point.
A dude. It must be just like
right.
You're the single barrel guy. Like it's your job to pick the single barrels that go nationwide. They all need to taste the same. Sorry, what? All of them the same. They can't vary at all.
They do a great job.
They don't. They don't vary.
Like there's slight nuance differences, but like you go to some distilleries and pick out their single barrels. 2 of them next to each other, different barrels. They might not even taste like they're from the same distillery.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
They vary so wildly.
It's like, well, that one tastes like a rye, and that one tastes like a sherry finish.
Right.
How did that happen?
Yeah. I would say one of my other favorites would be Russell's from Wild Turkey.
Their single barrels are real solid.
They are. They do tend to vary more, but they're all good. Like, but no, Four Roses does a fantastic job. They're absolutely one of my favorite distilleries. Brent Elliott over there is the master distiller. Awesome job. And yeah.
He signed a bottle for me.
Yeah.
When the first and only time I've ever camped at a distillery for a bottle release was at the Four Roses for 2019.
He is such a down-to-earth, just
super cool guy.
Yeah.
I obviously didn't like take a ton of his time because there were, I don't know, 800 million people in line behind me.
But that's the thing, like, you're sitting there talking to him and like he's signing your bottle or whatever, right? And like you know there's lots of people behind you, and you're
He's
expected
not
to be
rushing
like,
you.
not one bit. He'll sit there and talk to you and talk to you and talk to you.
Right.
And just whatever. Always got a smile on his face. Just super, super awesome guy.
Yeah. No, like I told him that it was my first time camping out at a distillery for a bottle release, and he was like, "Man, I'm really glad you did it here. I appreciate you coming by." And like, just super nice guy, like super easy to talk to.
Genuinely nice.
Yeah. Like
genuinely nice.
Like I didn't know what to expect from a master distiller.
Right.
Because I've never met one before in my life.
Well, now he set the bar real high for you.
Well, I met Nicole Austin from Dickel, and she's super cool, very nice. And I've met a couple of others like along the way, like as time has gone on with us, and then just going and visiting different distilleries around as we travel, and that it seems to be somewhat consistent that they're all just like pretty cool people.
Yeah, and for the most part, like especially in Kentucky, right? Because like all those dudes grew up together for the most part. All the master distillers in Kentucky, especially like the big ones and stuff, they all grew up together. They're all friends. But realistically, right? Like for us, okay, us, you guys, the bourbon aficionados in America, anyway, the master distiller is like the rock star. You go to like Ireland and Scotland and stuff, it's the master blender. But like for us, it's the master distiller, right? Realistically, and I'm not like putting down what they do because I don't think I could do their job. Nope.
I know I couldn't.
Not even just knowledge wise, just everything they do is
right.
I
would tank a distillery in less time than it takes to age the barrel I put in.
Right.
But
like realistically, they are chemists at a factory.
Yeah.
Most of them have some sort of chemistry
background or degree.
Either degree, doctorate, like master, something like. Yeah. They're generally some sort of like chemical engineer.
Their knowledge on how anything that could happen in that rick house will affect the barrels in that rick house. And just like being able to spit it off.
Oh yeah.
Like by memory is astounding.
Yeah. So they are awesome at what they do.
Yeah. No, they are incredibly impressive people with their knowledge and skill set. Because they take just like ingredients you might make a pie with or something, you know.
Some other dudes that are super knowledgeable, cooperages. That build the barrels, the amount of science and technology that they put into those barrels is astounding.
Right.
Like, yeah, it's just oak staves that's held together with a metal hoop.
But also, like, no, it's not.
They're playing around with, like, how does fire, right, interact with the wood? How does this kind of fire, whether it's hot or cold or whatever, like, what direction the air is spinning, like, infrared. They're playing with infrared heat and seeing how that affects the barrel staves and like.
Well, like propane or natural gas or wood fired or.
There are some that do like wood fires and like they really go above and beyond. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible.
So anyway, check out Four Roses. They do amazing stuff, and absolutely check this out. For the price, I personally tend to gravitate towards the regular shelf single barrels.
Sure.
That is my jam. Their regular small batch is amazing for mixing stuff. Yep. This is great. I don't know that I've ever tried mixing it. I can't say it wouldn't mix because I bet it would.
I'm sure it would be,
but it is
just
fantastic by itself.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's super good. Appreciate you guys hanging out for the little rant we went on the cooperages and the thing.
Distillers and
One
everything.
last comment about the cooperages real quick.
Okay.
The dude that's actually building the barrels, being able to just eyeball stacks of staves.
And know exactly which
and
one
know the shape and the thickness and the taper to grab to make to fill that one thing.
Like one slot.
I know that knowledge and that skill probably comes with time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It wouldn't for me. All my barrels would leak or just explode. There would be no in between. Anyway, so
please be sure to check out Four Roses. What I
Sure.
said, absolutely one of my favorite distilleries. Amazing products. Always
beautiful
consistent.
property.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful property.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
So
Feels like you're in like a little Mexican villa or something.
they also have all single-story rick houses, so they're only 6 barrels high. So that's cool. And, but yeah, Four Roses, amazing. Friday noon Central next week. Cheers, drink blind.
Drink flowers. Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. It sounds like it's coming from the fridge. 10 out of 10, not it. That sounds like running water, right?
Uh-huh.
You don't have water hooked up to that fridge, right?
Nope.
Okay. Pop a door open? Not that door. Oh. Pull the door open all the way? It's definitely coming out of the freezer. Or also definitely coming out of the fridge? What the fuck is happening? Look behind the fridge. Pull the fridge out some and look behind it and see if you... You know what I bet it is? I bet it's in defrost mode, where it's defrosting the coil.
It could be, yeah.
And it's draining the water into the little tray underneath the coil.
Nick goes, not it.
Yeah, look. This is your studio and all your shit.
And Nick will burn it to the ground without hesitation.
I will 100% burn this bitch down and save myself. I owe you nothing.
I have no allegiance.
I have, when it comes to not dying from some alien attack, I owe you nothing.
Self-preservation trumps all.